The soft clicking of keyboards and low hum of printers blended into background noise as you sat at your desk, fingers hovering over your keyboard. A spreadsheet stared back at you, but your mind had wandered far away, specifically to the man who hadn't texted you since he left for a mission 3 days ago. You chewed the end of your pen, pretending to study market analytics, when your phone lit up beside your mousepad. Done. On the way back, I'll be home tonight. Your breath hitched. Home. He always said that. Home, as if your apartment was his address and your arms were his shelter. As if the sleek penthouse he owned in the city didn't exist anymore. Your lips curled before you could stop them, heart thudding wildly against your ribs. God, how did 3 words shake your entire world like that? You quickly typed back, fingers trembling just a bit. You were safe. Always for you. Those stupid butterflies again. You bit your bottom lip, hiding your grin behind the computer screen. He would be back tonight, which meant warm hands, sleepy kisses, whispered misuse between tangled sheets. The city didn't know, his sister didn't know, but her apartment was the only place he came to after a mission. Like a magnet, he couldn't resist. Because he wasn't just your best friend's dangerous brother anymore. He was yours completely. What's got you smiling like that, Ryan? A voice barked from the side. You jumped, yelping softly as you quickly locked your phone and straightened up. Your boss, Mr. Hunt, stood at the edge of your cubicle with a knowing smirk. I'm almost done with the report, sir. Just triple checking the numbers. He raised a brow. Triple checking? Must be some numbers. You gave a sheepish nod and turned back to your screen, cheeks burning. He walked away, chuckling under his breath. As soon as he was gone, you exhaled, chest still fluttering. People thought he was a myth, the man in dark suits with darker eyes who made empires tremble and left no witnesses. To you, he was the man who left his guns at the door and whispered your name like a promise. He chose your cramped little apartment over his own palace of luxury. Because it smelled like you, because your couch had memories, because your fridge had his favorite midnight snacks, because your bed was his peace. He was John Jungkook, your best friend's mafia brother, and he was the most dangerous secret you would ever keep. The apartment was quiet, the only light coming from the stove clock in the kitchen. 12:37 a.m. You had waited. You made his favorite tea, chamomile, because it helped him sleep, lit the vanilla candle he liked, the one he once said smelled like you. You even changed into that oversized shirt he always tugged off with his teeth like it drove him crazy, but time dragged, and when it hit midnight with no message, no knock, and no sign of him, your chest felt heavy with worry. So you finally gave up waiting on the couch and went to shower, hoping the hot water would help your mind settle. You took your time. You always did when he was supposed to come over. Part of you hoping he would walk in, catch you fresh out of the shower, and do what he always did, make you feel like you were the only person in the world. But when you stepped out of the bathroom, towel wrapped tight around you, hair still dripping, you froze. He was already here, leaning against the bathroom doorframe like he owned the place, sleeves pushed up, shirt halfway unbuttoned, tattoos showing, hair messy, jaw bruised, and those lips slightly swollen. But it was his eyes that stopped you, dark, focused, like he hadn't seen you in years, like he was starving. I knew you would be in the shower, Jungkook said, voice low and rough. You held your towel tighter. How did you even get in? He gave you that cocky half smile. I have keys, baby. Or did you forget? Want me to stop using them? You opened your mouth to say something, anything, but before a word came out, he walked toward you, slow, confident. Each step made your breath catch. His hands found her waist, fingers slipping along the edge of the towel like he was deciding whether to be patient or not. I missed you, he whispered, resting his forehead against yours. You swallowed hard. I waited for you. His smile softened, and I came home like I always do. And then he kissed you. Not sweet, not slow. It was deep, hot, a little rough, the kind of kiss that said, I need you right now. His hands held you like he didn't trust the world not to take you away. And when the towel started to slip, he caught it with one hand, still kissing you like nothing else mattered. His lips moved to your jaw, then down to your neck, slower now, like he was remembering the way. Soon you were under the sheets, curled against him, your leg tangled with his. His hand was resting on your waist, thumb brushing back and forth like he needed the contact. You could still feel the heat of his mouth on your skin. Then your phone buzzed. He groaned, pressing his face against your shoulder. You reached for it, barely glancing at the screen before your stomach twisted. Who is it? You sighed and looked at him. Your sister. He didn't even lift his head. Oh God, what now? You read it aloud, voice full of amusement. Yeah, why didn't you answer my call? That busy, huh? Anyway, tomorrow is the weekend and I'm throwing a party. It's gonna be wild. Don't even try to say no. I think Jungkook will be back too by then. I'll invite him. It's your time, girl. Don't miss your chance. You covered your mouth, trying so hard not to burst out laughing. Jungkook finally raised his head, hair a mess, eyes barely open, lips brushing your shoulder as he mumbled. She really thinks I'm not even back yet. She thinks you're still off doing mysterious mafia things. You snickered, turning your phone for him to read. Meanwhile, you're very much in my bed, stealing all the blanket. He chuckled, tightening his arm around your waist and pulling you even closer. Let her think I'm a mystery. It's kind of fun. She literally thinks this party is my shot with you. Oh yeah, he said, lips brushing your neck now while his grin grew wider. Who's gonna tell her that I'm already home and very taken? Your smile faltered for a second, nerves bubbling in your stomach. I'm actually worried now. Jungkook looked up, worried. You nodded slowly. What if she finds out? I mean, she's my best friend and your sister. She'll kill me or worse, she'll give me that lecture. He smirked. What lecture? You know, you groaned, already imagining it. The long dramatic one about how could you hide this from me when I would have thrown a double wedding or something. He laughed softly and kissed your temple. Want me to tell her? Your eyes widened. No, no, no. Let me prepare myself first. Jungkook raised a brow. Prepare yourself? You nodded seriously. I need like time, emotional armor, noise cancelling headphones, an exit plan. He chuckled again, pressing another kiss to your cheek. Fun, but she's going to lose her mind when she finds out how long this has been going on. He grinned. Sure, I'll just sneak back to my secret base every night. You both laughed quietly, the kind of laughter that only happens when you are wrapped up in something a little forbidden and completely perfect. Jungkook had left early that morning to visit his parents. You barely remembered his lips brushing your forehead when he whispered goodbye, his hoodie already halfway on, hair still messy from sleep. Now, hours later, you were standing in front of your mirror adjusting your dress for the fifth time. You look fine. God, I'm missing him. I'm really crazy. You mumbled to yourself, even though your brain kept replaying his voice from last night. You wear this and expect me not to misbehave? You rolled your eyes at your reflection, trying not to blush all over again. He wasn't even here yet, and somehow he still had you flustered. Sana was throwing one of her usual weekend parties, loud music, too much glitter, and way too many pictures for Instagram. You knew she would be watching your every move, especially tonight. She had been on edge lately, more suspicious than usual. You grabbed your purse, gave yourself one last look, and headed out. He showed up a little later than usual. Friday traffic, overthinking your outfit, reapplying lip gloss 3 times. Totally normal stuff when you were dating your best friend's brother in secret. Sana's apartment was packed. Music thumped through the floor, lights were low and tinted pink, and her decor screamed unbothered diva with a Spotify playlist for every mood. You guys are 25 and she still calls herself just 16. Finally, Sana said, dramatically coming near you. I was about to file a missing person report. I'm literally 5 minutes late. In girl time, that's 30. She handed you a drink and gave you a once over. Okay, wow, you're glowing. You smiled, keeping it casual. Blame the new moisturizer. She raised a brow. Mm-hmm. You could feel her staring, which meant she had spotted something. You had tried to cover it with makeup, but oh my god, is that a hickey? You choked on a drink. Oh, no, no, it's not. She squinted, leaning closer. You grabbed her arm and spun toward the mirror. I burned myself curling my hair. Honest mistake. On your neck? It was a messy morning. She narrowed her eyes. You have been acting too chill lately. You smile awkwardly, internally panicking. Maybe I'm just finally thriving. Sana sipped her drink with suspicion, then suddenly smirked. I have a good news for you. I think Jungkook is back in town, she said casually. You tried to act surprised. Oh, I invited him, obviously. She winked. Your time, babe. Don't waste it. Manifest, seduce, whatever you gotta do. You let out a nervous laugh. You seriously need a hobby. She leaned in again. Still got the little crush on my brother? Your stomach flipped. You had confessed that to her years ago, back when it was just a harmless crush. She had never let it go. You shrugged, trying to play it off. It was ages ago. She narrowed her eyes, sipping her drink. We'll see when he'll come. A while later, Jungkook walked in, fashionably late of course, wearing all black and looking stupidly good, like he hadn't just spent the morning pretending to be a golden sun at brunch with his parents. His eyes found yours immediately, and just like that, your world got quieter, softer. Rana nudged you. You're smiling differently, huh? Every time he walks in, you look like someone just handed you a ring pop and called you pretty. You rolled your eyes. You're imagining things. She didn't buy it. Her smirk deepened. This time, she whispered mischievously, I'm giving him a dare. You turned sharply. Sana, no. She raised her drink in a toast. Oh, yes. If you won't confess, maybe he will. You suddenly regretted everything. And Jungkook? He looked at you from across the room, raising one brow with the slightest grin, like he knew something was coming and like he was ready for it. The music had dipped low, drinks were half finished, and the party had shifted into that golden hour of chaos when everyone was just drunk enough to say yes to anything. Sana climbed up on her coffee table, heels clicking, a mischievous glint in her eyes. Okay, you boring losers, she shouted, cupping her hands around her mouth like a mini megaphone. We are playing truth or dare, and I swear if anyone says truth more than twice, I'm personally dragging them out into the hallway. A few people cheered, someone booed, one guy yelled, You are already drunk, and yet still more entertaining than your entire personality, Jason. She fired back without missing a beat. Everyone, circle up. You groaned quietly, already feeling Jungkook's gaze from across the room. You dared a glance and yet he was smirking, leaning back on the couch like he owned it. Sana clapped twice, phones away, feelings tucked in, and secrets out. Let's ruin friendships, shall we? Everyone settled into the circle. You ended up on one side of the coffee table, and Jungkook, of course, ended up directly across from you. Of course. Mouthed, don't you dare. He tilted his head and mouthed back too late. Sana spun a half empty bottle of rose in the center. It landed on her first. Perfect, she grinned. Let's make this fun. I choose. Her eyes sparkled as they landed on Jungkook. You, baby brother. A few heads turned. He lifted an eyebrow. Truth. It was boring but safe. Sana grinned devilishly. Okay, sweet. Then tell us, when was the last time you kissed someone? The room collectively leaned in. Jungkook didn't even blink this morning. A few gasps. You choked on your soda. Sana raised both brows. Wow, okay. Who? He smiled, eyes locked right on you. Next question. The group howled. Sana groaned. Ugh, fine, fine. Spin again. The bottle spun. This time it landed on you. No way out, Sana clapped. Truth or dare, Ryan? You glanced at Jungkook. He was watching you like a predator, all smug and unreadable. You looked back at Sana. Dare. The room cheered again. Sana's smirk turned dangerous. Okay, I dare you to kiss the person you would kiss if this were your last night on earth. The room exploded in chaos. Someone actually threw a pillow. You froze. What kind of Nicholas Sparks dare? You muttered. Sana crossed her arms. You picked dare. You're not allowed to back down. Your heart pounded, hard, fast. You could feel him watching you, your best friend, your secret boyfriend's sister. Everyone in this room except him was clueless. You slowly stood up, the room went silent. You walked around the coffee table. Sana's jaw was already dropping. Wait, are you serious? You stopped in front of him. He looked up at you, all calm, confident. The smallest flicker of fire behind his dark eyes. Now or never, he whispered. You bent down and kissed him, softly, just once, but it was enough to silence the entire room. You stood back up, cheeks burning, voice shaking as you looked at Sana and whispered, You said if it was my last night on earth. Sana's eyes were the size of dinner plates. Her drink was halfway to her lips, frozen. Jungkook just leaned back again, smug as hell, licking his lips like it was nothing. The silence after your kiss could have swallowed the entire city. You sat back down, heart racing, pretending you weren't on the verge of either passing out or launching yourself off the balcony. Sana was still frozen, blinking at you like her brain had blue screened. You sipped your drink calmly. Jungkook across the circle was the only one who looked completely unbothered. If anything, he was glowing, arms crossed, tongue poking the inside of his cheek as if trying not to laugh. Sana shook herself out of it, eyes locked on both of you like she had just discovered a hidden truth. Okay, she said slowly, narrowing her eyes. Your turn, John Jungkook. He tilted his head, smooth as ever. Dare. You knew he would. Of course he would. Sana's smirk returned, dangerous and gleaming. Alright then, she leaned forward, resting her chin on her hand. I dare you to kiss every mole on Ryan's body. The entire room exploded, gasps, screams. Someone actually dropped their drink. You blinked like she had slapped you with her purse. What the hell, Sana? She shrugged innocently. What? It's a dare. Jungkook meanwhile hadn't moved. His eyes were still on you, sharp, hungry, curious, and then he smiled slowly, devilishly. I'll need a little time, he said, voice low and shameless. That's a long list. The group howled. People were falling off beanbags. One girl fanned herself with a plastic plate. You were dying, Sana grinned like a cat. So you know where they are, huh? The whole circle collectively screamed again. Jungkook just sipped his drink. Cool, calm, dangerous. You shoved Sana's arm. You're insane. She leaned in, whispering through a grin. I knew something was up. I knew it. That wasn't just a kiss. That was like a married couple with three kids kiss. You stared at her, panicked. Say nothing. She winked. Don't worry, I'm not ruining it. I'm just observing. Across the circle, Jungkook was watching you both, tongue in cheek, fingers tapping his glass, and just before the bottle spun again, he murmured loud enough for only you to hear. I'll finish that there later, baby. Your breath caught, Sana caught your reaction, and in that moment she didn't say a word, just gave you that look like, oh, you're so busted. But she was smiling because if she had made it her mission to get you two together years ago, tonight she felt betrayed. The moment the bottle spun again, Sana leaned close and hissed, get up now. You blinked. What? Why? Kitchen. We need to talk urgently. I've waited years for this. Before you could protest, she was already pulling you by the wrist through the swarm of people and into the apartment kitchen. The door clicked shut behind you, muting the music and chatter. Okay, she planted both hands on the counter. Talk. You blinked. About? Do not play dumb with me, Vian. Her eyes were wide, her voice low and deadly serious. You and Jungkook. What is happening? You stare at the fridge like it might offer divine intervention. Nothing is happening. Oh, so your lips just accidentally found his mouth during truth or dare, and he just coincidentally knows where all her moles are. Seriously? You winced. Sana. She crossed her arms, nostrils flaring. You had a crush on him 4 years ago. You told me you would never act on it. You said it was just a fantasy. Did I not personally swear to the universe I would help you move on? You sighed. That was before everything changed. Changed? Her voice cracked. So this has been going on behind my back. For how long? The door opened behind you. And there he was, John Jungkook, leaning against the doorframe like he had stepped out of a daydream. One eyebrow raised, his black shirt hanging loose around his frame, tattoos peeking under the sleeves. Is this an open interrogation or should I come back later? Sana's jaw dropped. You have got to be kidding me. You turned toward him, panic flaring in your chest. Jungkook. He held up his hands innocent. I heard my name. Thought I should defend myself. Oh, don't worry. Sana snapped, stepping toward him. You'll get your chance because you, sir, have some explaining to do. He looked between the two of you. All right, cards on the table? Cards on the damn table, she said. You closed your eyes. This was it. No more hiding. Jungkook sighed, but his voice was calm, clear, and honest. We have been together for a while, secretly. Sana froze. Define a while? He looked at you, softening. Almost 2 years. You nearly passed out from the look on her face. 2? Are you telling me I've been trying to set you up with random Tinder guys while you were, what, making out with my brother behind my back? Jungkook grinned, unable to help it. We weren't always making out. Shut up. You stepped between them. Sana, we wanted to tell you, but we knew you would freak like this. I'm freaking because you didn't trust me enough to say something. Her eyes suddenly watered. Do you know how much I wanted this for you, for both of you? I shipped you two before I even knew shipping was a thing. I would have been happy for you. He walked forward and hugged her tightly. I know, I'm sorry. It was ours for a while, just ours. No noise, no pressure. She sniffled, hugging you back, then slapped Jungkook's arm. And you better not screw this up, John Jungkook, because if you hurt her, I won't. His voice was firm now, no jokes, no smirks, just truth. She's everything to me. Sana eyed him. Say it again. He walked over and wrapped his arm around your waist without hesitation. She's everything to me. Your heart flipped. You wanted to cry, scream, and kiss him all at once. Sana sniffed, nodding. Okay, fine. But I swear to God, the next dare I give you is going to be worse. Jungkook chuckled, can't wait. Sana wiped her eyes and pointed at you both. You owe me a year's worth of best friend privileges. Spa days, secret sharing, late night milkshakes, all of it. Deal. You and Jungkook said in unison, and just like that, the secret was no longer a secret. But somehow it felt even better this way.